Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for showing up, and thanks to the group here for putting together this candidates forum. I'm running because I think I can bring a lot to the members of this community. So I'll just give you a brief synopsis of who I am and why I'm running for the board. I'm a seasoned professional in the entertainment business and who loves to get things done and achieve maximum impact. I have 35 plus years as a TV, film, and radio executive, and presently serving as a proud member of the Architectural Committee. And I don't write everybody up, just in case you're wondering. One of my, or a couple of my most proud achievements in my career have been, I was the first producer in Hollywood to put together a long-form television special on featuring the Special Olympics. Until we did it in 1983, the Special Olympics was always done as a segment of a particular television show or a news or sports program. The other achievement that I'm very proud of is that I created an event called the OP Pro Surfing Championships at Huntington Beach, which is still currently an ongoing event, and it was the best event at that time. My mission is to ensure that the board communicates, interacts, and coordinates with members, committees, employees, legislators, and other spheres of influence that can benefit MLCC. I've done an outline basically to sort of answer a couple of questions. Why am I a good candidate? I think I recognize that the number one priority for Mission Lakes, in my opinion, is economic sustainability. My goal is to take a leadership role in crafting sustainable and successful long-term solutions with benefits to all members of MLCC. I'd like to bring candid conversations to the table and find economic solutions around the sustainable water and sewer issues. On Friday, I attended a economic summit in Long Beach that was staged by the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And prior to attending this summit, I called the gentleman that is in charge of public affairs at Mission Springs Water District and left two messages. The first was, why isn't Mission Springs attending the summit? And would you kindly call me back and help me frame questions that I can ask these legislators once I attend the summit? He chose to probably look online when the event was being held and called me about 3/4 of the way into the event. So I then said to him, I can't speak now, but this coming week, I would like to interview you and ask you about what I've learned here at the summit. So that's to be followed. But what I learned from that summit is that by 2020, if the drought continues, there will be some rationing and allocation of water throughout the state, not just our community, but throughout the state. I also met with some legislators, and I will name one of them, Martha Montoya, who is a member of the California Department of Food and Agriculture. And she looked at me, and I have it on tape, and I'd like to, there's a Facebook page for MLCC that I'd like to post it on. And she said, where is your community? We have monies that you could probably utilize. Why isn't your community talking to us? That's part of the passion that I think I can bring to the board, is to find out about, many of us are worried about if we do the sewer and we do the water, it's going to cost us money. I'm sure in some way it will. But when you have a legislator say that to you, you should act on it. So I'd love to, on the board, put together an ad hoc committee within the future committee on just having a water and infrastructure ad hoc committee and look into things like that. I will also use my entertainment industry experience in mass media and marketing to challenge owners with new ideas and solutions. I wrote down, give a couple of examples. We have a website that's a data site. It is not a destination site. And the communication that is now being used to reach members, I think we can enhance exponentially. And I'll just come up with a couple of real quick examples of what I'm speaking of. So we're kind of, you become more aware of why I would like to be a member of the board. We are now currently getting emails that say something like this. Here's one. That's an email that I got. It's all text-driven. There's no excitement in this email, as there is no excitement in our website. And we are a destination that I believe needs to be marketed differently. Here is an example of food and beverage. If we get an email from the club that says fish night, Friday night, and it's all text, you know what? Who cares? But if we get an email that says seared snapper with Yukon Gold potato and it looks like this, I think you kind of maybe think about wanting to come up here and have a meal, as opposed to reading texts and not really addressing why you should be attending the club and spending some money in our restaurant. As far as our website is concerned, I think I can greatly help come up with ways to enhance our website. Here's just a quick example. I did it very quickly. Rather than having our homepage just be a sort of like size 4 font, which I think it is, why don't we put something like, and I just did this very quickly, but why not have a book a tea time, join our men's club, or join our women's club. Very basic stuff, but it's enhancing to a member to see a website that is at least appealing to more than just having it there as a site because we have to have a website up.
Okay, Carlos, it's time that we ask our questions now.
Well, can I just do a close?
Oh, all right. Quickly, please.
Thank you. So I did get carried away, and that's why I love to remain scripted. But there are more things that I would obviously like to talk about. And so here's my close. You know, I want transparency. I'd like to address the leadership capability and quality of the current admin that we now have in place. And if you vote for me, the best thing that I think can come of this is we can do as an ensemble a lot more than we've currently been able to see done in the past boards. Thank you.
Okay.
All candidates expressed interest in cutting spending. How and where would you cut spending?
I would seriously look at the food and beverage area, and I think it from the standpoint of not only labor but also the back room, what is being ordered, how it's being ordered, who our vendors are we paying retail, are we paying a better rate than we should be? I mean, there's one area that I think we can cut right away, and then I'd like to also see where we can maybe shift in the admin area into different departments.
Okay, next question. How would you maintain and improve club facilities, and which improvements would you give priority to?
Club facility. I would improve, I think it would start from our exposure. You know, we have a really good asset, as everyone here says. You know, our number one asset is our golf course. Personally, our number one asset should be our homes and then our golf course. But I think it should be with our website. If we're not socially active, we're not interacting with anyone. If you see what we have, the capabilities that we have as a club, we're so underserving our membership with not reaching out and doing better with marketing. I think that's a huge piece that we can do better in, and you know, maybe just interacting with the different departments and asking them how they can better serve the club. I don't think that the board has ever done that since I've been here.
How do we encourage people to vote when ballots are sent out, even if they had just checked off quorum, so that we do not have to incur extra expense, which can run more than $3,000 by resending the same ballots?
I don't know if it's being done yet, but one of the things I think is really keep it simple. I shouldn't say stupid, but keep it simple is to use the clubhouse. I mean, that's obviously where most members do hang out most of the time. Have some of the information there. When you get a tea time, you hand them a flyer. You know, I mean, they need to see it. Not everyone is an online person. I get that. So if you're in the clubhouse or if you're by the pool, make some of these available so members can see that they need to vote. And then I just go around the neighborhoods with a megaphone. Get your bodies out of the house. Vote, vote, vote. I mean, come on. Are you home? Wake up.
Okay. Are there any questions, please?
Yes, in the back.
Christine?
Hey, Andrew. So I'm hoping, as I've already asked this question of one of the candidates, and I'm hoping to ask the same one of everyone. As you've been going through this candidacy, and you've been hopefully talking to membership, I'd like to know what are like the top 2 questions that members are asking you, and how would you respond to those? How have you responded to those?
The first one I keep hearing is how do we not increase our budgets and increase our monthly dues? And I think it boils down to, once again, better stewardship. I mean, there are ways to do things that you don't just rubber stamp. I was at the finance committee meeting this week, and there was a question asked of advertising. There was $1,800, I think, or $1,600 that was spent, and there was no discerning answer to why that money was spent. Who are you reaching? There was no answer to that. I mean, that's just a small sliver of your answer. But I think if we dissect how things are being done now, and maybe as a board collectively look at the entire picture, get in our helicopters 500 feet over us so we get a different dimension, I think we could do a lot better.
Anyone else?
Well, I have the same question. I have the same question that I asked the last person. What are your plans for improving the front entrance? Right now, to me, it looks like we forgot to put the horse out to pasture. It's a hodgepodge.
I saw that horse.
And I think that's no way to welcome people to our community.
You know, we have to work within our boundaries, and I don't know a lot about what has been in place and why it's been put in place, but I think, maybe we can reach to our friends in Hollywood and get some facades and put them on both sides of the street and have really some cool murals, and I mean, that might be doable. I really don't have a succinct answer because I don't know the parameters around why it was done and how much leeway we have left to do anything more.
Is there any more questions?
I have a question. I just want to ask you what do you think, what is the benefits for us that have septic system?
Septic systems?
Yeah. Or versus sewer system.
Yes,
right?
sewers. I will research. One of the things I would love to do is have a legislative lunch. I know it's going to cost money, but I want people like Martha Montoya and a councilman from Riverside County and other areas to come here into this room, into that room, and have this room and more, address the issues of septic tanks. I'll tell you what, and I'll make this a very quick, succinct answer, if I can. We're about 100 years overdue for an earthquake. I mean, if we like it or not, we're about a mile off of San Andreas Fault. Any number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 septic tanks later, they don't have a brain. If our Earth starts moving, like I think it probably will, and septic tanks will just, our water table will be gone. We will have another Flint. I promise you it will happen because of all the septic tanks issues. And the reason why we're not addressing, we're not being taken seriously, in my opinion, and that's what I want to ask John about when I do interview him, is we are unincorporated in a incorporated city, so our votes don't matter, as we all know. We can't vote for anything that happens in Desert Hot Springs. So Mission Springs is only going to do for Desert Hot Springs. They don't really care about Mission Lakes. Well, we need to divert our approach to having them take us more seriously, and a legislative approach to that, I think, is an answer. I've already put a bug in Martha Montoya's ear about that, and she looked at me and she goes, "Why aren't they here?" Imperial Valley was here, and there were like 5 water districts at this summit. They were not here because they're in a place where they're making, I think they're settling.
Okay, thank you, Marlo. That's
Thank you for your time.
Okay.